Universe will always give you what you are, not what you want. If I want to be confident, I should walk the way.
How can they actually build the confidence to, come forward?
Things will only get to you when you are aligned with who you truly are. Degrees are not that much relevant today. The artificial intelligence has taken up jobs. Yes, it has taken up jobs. The leaders have to act as mentors.
What are these common mistakes that we people are making जो शायद हमें कहीं land ही नहीं कराएंगे jobs में से?
Industries are today looking for people with practical skills.
So are there other skills also that you being in the industry feel like that we should work on?
The most important skill which I earlier mentioned, that is the emotional intelligence. Something which is born out of passion will always give you anxiety.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the Skillset School, the one school that I say you always needed. Every podcast that I do, I always am very happy to see the kind of love that you people give, and I'm really grateful for the audience that we have. And this is the reason that, these things I keep on doing. I keep on coming up with the new podcast because you people actually motivate me for that. Now, coming back to the guest that we have today, it is a very special guest. She is none other than Dr. Smita. So, first of all, I welcome you, Dr.
Thank you, Charu.
And secondly, I should say this conversation or this podcast is going to be very powerful because she has been a part of academics. She has been a part of corporate recruitment. She also has been into the HR side. Then she is certified as a career counselor. She can guide you when it comes to what choices can you people make, in terms of career, in terms of how to move forward while selecting a college, or what should you actually, look for, find for, what kind of people you should interact. So I'm pretty sure, again, the conversation is going to be very powerful, very much motivating. You'll learn a lot. So make sure you have your textbooks ready because, notes will be needed in this podcast. So before I go forward, I would like you to introduce to the audience, just a little, because I know this is my side, but your side, your journey would have a lot more.
Thank you, Charu, for the beautiful introduction you gave me. As far as my story is concerned, I was just like a girl sitting like you in your age when I was too confused that what am I going to do, because I had been always brought up in a very girls' school. So when I went to my graduation, I had been into a co-ed education, and suddenly I got lost there because I found like people who have come from elite schools doing so much in life, and might be I am at the back front. Even I scored a good percentage and I was selected in one of the best institutions of my area, but still the confidence was not that much. So slowly and gradually I started, looking after people. How are they giving their presentations? What is their confidence level? How to interact with them? And I don't know when that thing became my purpose in life, and I reached out to academics, helping out students, teaching them, guiding them. And every part of the journey, be it pursuing, my PhD, be it pursuing my certifications, every time I had my question in my mind that why am I doing this? Is it because I want promotions in my organizations, or it would make my life better, and in a way it would make my students' life better. So that is what I wanted to do throughout my life, and till I'm alive, maybe that would be my sole purpose, to guide my students in the best possible manner, with whatever knowledge, with whatever confidence, with whatever skill sets I have. So that is why I think that I have been blessed by the divine to guide, and students approach me for that. So it's nothing of my sort. It's just I'm a medium from the universe or from the divine, whatever you call it. That's it.
That's so sweet to know it. And, because you said that you didn't have the confidence, I feel like today you standing at a place where you're giving confidence to people, that was genuinely needed. So, because that transformation you have done yourself, I am sure that because you've been into that shoe of theirs.
Yes.
So, I want to understand the people those are not confident, like you were at some time, and we see you today, we are really inspired by how you are. What is that one piece of advice that you would like to give it to those people, and how can they actually build the confidence to, come forward?
I believe that's not one piece of advice. It's three terms which I believe. It's courage, commitment, and consistency in whatever you want to do in your life. You must have the courage to face the challenges. People would be always there. Someone would always be superior to you. So instead of getting envy or getting jealous or just thinking about negative about oneself, we should always look to the other person that what can I learn from them. And that really helped me a lot when I was at that at that particular point where I was feeling that I'm not enough. So might be when I was seeing them doing so good in giving their presentations or their body languages and all. So at first I thought that because they belong to the elite schools or elite institutions, they have that might be one of the factors that they got their that bright point there. But sometimes it's just because what you need to inculcate in yourself, that is the courage you need to do there. So every time I was brought at the forefront, might be I was not best at my whatever I was doing, but slowly and gradually the confidence level was shown in my marks or the grades that I was getting. And my teacher started recognizing me for my speaking skills, whether it's my confidence or whether it is anything. So that is the first thing I believe, that you should have the courage first of all. Secondly, you must be committed to what you want to do in your life. If you're committed, this is what I want in my life. I want to be at the best of whatever I'm doing in my life. So some or the other day, might be you won't be at the stars, but might be somewhere in the middle you would be there, surely. And third is consistency. Keep on doing. There will be failures, there will be challenges in your life. People would come and knock you down. Somewhere you will be feeling, okay, this is not working for me. So I had my own share of choices. Look, this is not working for me. This is not going well enough for me. But that's what makes us human. We're not perfect. So resilience is what brings about our consistency. That you will be having your own ups and downs. Life will give you ups and downs. But what makes a true human being is that how you get back from the bad times and shine and come at the forefront and tell people your journey about that. This is what happened to me, and if I can come from that, why not you? Because we all have that spirit of divine within us. We all are a part of that, the ultimate universe, which has given so much of power. So why we think that we are not enough? Maybe for some things we are not meant to be, but that doesn't mean that we are not meant for something else. So that is what I have always believed, and that has worked for me probably.
Because you talk about this power of universe, this divine a lot. I really want to understand, like, is it something like law of attraction or manifestation you believe, or like what exactly this is, and how is it helping you to
See, there is a lot of buzz around law of attraction, law of
Yeah.
manifestation. A lot of books I have also, you know, uh, heard, read. I am a very ardent reader also. I a lot of read. I have my own Kindle edition. So I have a lot of books read about law of attraction, lot of manifestation. But what I could understand is things will only get to you when you are aligned with who you truly are. If you constantly say that I want to be this, I want to be this, I want to be this, but inside you have that fear, inside if you're not that real person, things will not going to align for you, that's for sure. So you need to be first embody what you want. If I want to be confident, I should walk the way I am confident. अंदर कुछ भी चलता रहे डर, but people should see, okay, she's confident. So this is how things will align, because people will see, okay, she's confident, okay, let her bring in, right? And second thing important of law attraction or law of manifestation is, don't worry about the outcomes. Most of the students today, what I feel is they get scared about their interviews or something, because in back of their mind, they're always concerned about the outcomes, what they're going to get. Is the company going to like me? Are they going to recruit me? So it doesn't work that way, because you're desperate. And desperate never comes to the person who is concerned about the outcomes. So don't be desperate. Work out, work in alignment with what you want. Bring your personality like that, and things will align for you. So that is what I believe. And the law of attraction, law of manifestation, that is what works. And many people who are into the law of attraction, if you if you search Oprah Winfrey or many other manifestors, you will see that they have worked in alignment with themselves. They have never pitied themselves. They have never thought of being a victim. And that's why they were confident and aligned them with themselves. So it doesn't make law of manifestations techniques won't work for you. Law of attraction techniques won't work for you. It's who you truly are at the beneath, at the core. And every day you have to ask that, what did I learn today from this? Am I in spirit of what I'm wanting? Then only things will align for you in the correct manner. Because I can want anything, right? But that might not work for me.
Yeah.
Might be, it could be something very dangerous for me.
Yeah.
So it's said that before you ask, be sure that what are you asking,
for.
So the universe is always saying tatha astu. So, okay, this is what you wanted, right?
Yeah.
But then you should be prepared to have the consequences also. So you need to be alignment with who you truly are, and then things will align with what you are really as a person. Right? If a gangster is wanting, okay, I want to shoot as many number of people, the universe will say, okay, fine, I'll give you people to shoot. But then what are the consequences? That's also you must be prepared for.
Yeah.
So it depends upon what are you wanting actually, and how are you aligning yourself in the way you want it to be going through the journey of life. Because life is it's full of ups and downs. So you need to believe in yourself. The universe always supports those people who have a strong belief in themselves.
Yeah.
Then only the universe will work for you. Nobody can be called as a victim. Nobody can be called as a very weak person. The universe will always give you what you are, not what you want.
So there's a very small thing for people like us, but then when you said it, the moment it just hit me that we people act like desperates.
Yeah.
Right? And I have seen students doing this like as a mistake, I should say, a very small thing, but then when they do it, it looks like such a bigger thing, because when they sit on the same table in interviews, they actually show us by their body languages and all of that they're desperate, right?
Yeah.
So how do we deal with that, and how, like, what kind of body gestures show what, or desperation at times?
This is something behind the camera scenes. When we talk about desperate, that it's not going to be a one-day affair and you sit on the table and you make your body composed. You need to work upon yourself, not being desperate. Because desperation comes because we are concerned about the outcomes. Therein where I bring upon this concept of spirituality there.
Okay.
That, if you have read Bhagavad Gita, you must have heard about that. You have the right to perform your actions, and you cannot be concerned about the fruit of the actions.
Yeah.
Right? So if you're not concerned about the outcomes, you would be putting your best foot forward. Again, what Krishna says is that you need to have your best skill forward. He's not talking about passivity. Okay, जैसा चल रहा है वैसा ठीक है, मैं तो इंटरव्यू देकर आ जाऊंगा, जो होगा देखा जाएगा. He's not saying that. He's saying yogashu karmeshu kaushalam. That means you should be kushal. You should be intelligent in whatever you're doing. Prepare yourself for the interview. Know about the company which you are applying. Know about the role. Research. Connect with people. Do networking with people. But not as an act of desperate measure. Don't think about the outcome. What is it going to happen? Maybe that company is not good for you, the values you are aligned to.
Yeah.
And if you get into the company, what will happen? You will again feel depressed. This is the generation which uses the word frequently, depression. You can be upset, but you cannot be depressed. Depression is a medical term, but what this Gen Z's or generation says about is, I got depressed. I'm not getting selected in the interviews, because you are getting attached to the outcome. That is why that fear and anxiety comes. So if you are not concerned about the fear and anxiety, it will not come when you're not discussing about the outcomes. You have done your work, you have prepared well, you have attended the lectures well, you have done your groundwork well, and then whatever the outcome is, you'll go accordingly.
Yeah.
And if something unfavorable is coming about, visualize yourself. Where did I went wrong? What could be better than that? In another company, if I go, what can be best can be done? What were my faults? So instead of blaming the other person or blaming the circumstances, see, there are always variables at work. There are some external variables and there are some internal variables. You cannot control who is going to come and take your interview.
Yeah.
Which company has which kind of JDs, which kind of interviews they might be having. So when I discuss with my students, some of them tell, ma'am कुछ पूछा ही नहीं, ज़्यादा बस हमसे interaction किया, छोटा सा एक let introduce yourself and why do you want to work for the company, इतना पूछा, but ma'am selection ही नहीं हुआ. So might be in that small conversation, they might have judged you in a whole lot of ways.
Yeah.
How was your eye expression? How were you sitting? What was your confidence level? That was enough for them. And then there are companies who would ask you more about your subjects, your understanding of the job description where you are applying for. So might be there would be something very different. So you cannot control what is externally happening to you.
Yeah.
The only thing which you control is your internal situation. What is happening to me at this moment? So if I'm going for an interview, I shouldn't be concerned about whether hoga ki nahi hoga. So that fear on my face is giving an indication to the company professionals, okay, he's desperate and he wants to join our company and he has this fear. And if we get him important assignment, maybe he would just mess up the things
Mess up,
because he's in fear, he's in anxiety.
Yeah.
So that makes a difference.
It makes sense. Karam karo, phal ki chinta mat karo.
Yes,
like
and that is what, Karma Yoga is the best for the generation to realize. You don't do any kind of bhakti. If you don't want to do bhakti, you don't want to do meditation, that's fine. They can be good things to pursue. But at least you can go at the Karma Yoga mark
Yeah.
to understand that it's not passivity which I'm saying. I'm talking about active indulgence. That do your best in
Yeah.
whatever you do. Do your, use your intelligence skills, use your talent in the best possible way. So now the companies, what they're wanting is everybody's on the same platform, The IIMs people are also not getting jobs. Elite institution people are not struggling to get jobs. So everybody is at the same landing.
Yeah.
What companies are looking forward is how you can solve the problems of our organization. So what are you bringing new to the table? That is what we want to see for. So degrees are not that much relevant today. Skills are what is important. And then when it comes to skills, companies are looking for emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
Companies are looking for empathy. Companies are looking for communication skills.
Yeah.
So this is not going to be outdated anywhere.
Definitely.
Never people are talking about artificial intelligence has taken up job. Yes, it has taken up jobs, and the entry level jobs have been vanished, right?
Yeah.
So the students are concerned, they have their own anxiety level, and I truly understand, because this is a generation which has seen so much,
Definitely.
they have seen COVID times, right? How can I expect a generation which was behind the cameras and the Zoom to be not anxious?
Definitely.
They have seen so much, right? So I have a very an empathetic corner towards them, that they are somewhere a lost generation.
Definitely.
They are the most anxious generation because they seek validation. The LinkedIn stories, the Instagram stories, and everywhere there is comparison. There is validation seeking. Okay, he got an internship in that company. He has got a job. He's going to abroad. He's making so much money. Where am I? It's everybody's timeline. Everybody walks at their own pace.
Own pace, yeah. We all have our
Right.
own journeys.
Yeah, we
no?
have our own journeys. My counterparts, they are somewhere in USA, somewhere some people have become vice presidents. If I start comparing with them, I would lose my purpose in life.
Yeah.
So I don't want to compare myself. I have my own journey and I am contented, satisfied and happy. But that doesn't mean I'm going to stop here.
Yeah.
Because I have my own innate abilities, I have my own talents, which I want to showcase to the world. And that's not just for my own, selfish interest that, this is what I am. The I has to be removed.
Yeah.
If this podcast or this conversation hits one or two of them, that they think in the right direction, my purpose is solved, probably.
So I just want to ask you, because you said these skills are very important. Degrees are nowhere gonna land them. But then there's a myth around people. They're like, I'm a fresher. Who will hire me? I don't have experience. They expect. So all of this are myths. I know that, because there are companies who are genuinely hiring freshers as well. But then, rather than just saying them lost, because you just said that we Gen Zs are lost because we have been always behind the cameras, we are like studying at home and all of that. I feel like we don't have that one person to guide us.
Yes.
And now, because we have you on the table, I am sure that you can guide them from where to start. So let's say somebody comes to you, like how do you actually see, know, and start the process with them or guide them?
See, whenever a student walks into my room asking something, I first of all asked them, what was your journey since the childhood? How many people do you have in your family? How is your mother? How is your father?
Okay.
Do they trust you? So most of them have their parents who love them a lot,
Uh-huh.
but certain times I feel that they don't trust their kids on being very good at academics or something like that. For example, a student was telling me that, ma'am, I was studying the whole night and couldn't pick up my call of my mother, so my mom told me, अच्छा तुम तो बहुत पढ़ रहे हो, हमें पता है सब कितना पढ़ रहे हो, right? So see, this is what is happening with the parents also. They also don't know that, how to deal with the Gen Z student.
Yeah.
They think that, whatever they are saying is just for their own comfort, and this is all what they know.
Yeah.
Might be they're doing that because they want to hide their true selves. They don't want to come out in the open so easily, because they know the moment they come out, people will start judging them. Okay, you're lazy, you don't want this, you are over ambitious, you don't want to work hard. So that's not the case. So slowly and gradually they open their layers. Okay, this is what I am. Then they talk about their own classmates, that, my classmates do not prefer me, or they don't like my body language, or this is what I do, so they don't like that. So slowly and gradually I come up to the point, okay, what you want in your life exactly. So then after 2 or 3 sessions, they get a clarity of what actually they wanting. Are they just seeking just because everybody is doing?
Yeah.
So I want it, or is it really something they want in their life? So I have seen people who have done, BCom, then MCom, then they have done CA, and abruptly they're joining MBAs because they couldn't, have that, they couldn't pass out that CA examination or something
Okay.
like that. So at a point, there comes a point where they need to show to the world, okay, I'm something. If I couldn't clear CA, I would clear MBA and then I would land up a good job. So,
Okay.
so the anxiousness builds up slowly and gradually. So this is what, as parents, as mentors, as guides, we need to be empathetic. We need to put ourselves into their shoes and understand from where they are coming from. This is the generation which opens their eyes and sees phones. Okay, what is happening in the new world?
New word. Yeah.
Right? When we were kids, we were adults, our comparison was the next door neighbor or a small mohalla in a colony. वो भी शायद 4-5 लोगों से competition होता था. Now this generation has a competition with 8 billion trillion people on the social media. So imagine the kind of the pressure they are feeling right now, that they are concerned about their looks, they are concerned about the degrees, they are concerned about the colleges they study, they're concerned about how they hang out with, which people they hang out with.
Yeah.
So what kind of hairstyle they have. So it's a generation which is, that's why I said it's a generation which is not being understood in the correct manner, probably. If they get proper guidance, if they get proper counseling. That's why companies are saying that, the leaders have to act as mentors.
Yeah.
You just cannot be a leader anymore. You need to be a mentor. You need to sit with them and ask them, what is bothering you?
Yeah.
It's not like that they are not hardworking. I mean, you are a Gen Z, right? So I can see that you're a very hardworking individual. So it's not about being not hardworking or putting in efforts.
Yeah.
If someone could guide them, if someone could, show them this is the path you can take upon. These are the choices you have.
Yeah.
And from these choices, you can carve your own niche. You can carve your own path.
Yeah.
Maybe that could help them out and sort the ways they are looking for, instead of going for unnecessary validations or unnecessary, provocations or unnecessary asking for, or being in a victim mentality probably.
Yeah.
So that's very important to understand. So people think that, when I talk to my students about something about spirituality also at times, that, you need to think about the divine, whatever divine you feel, whatever religion you want to ask. But there is some greater power with you.
Yeah.
Have faith in that. He will guide you. Like what I believe in, like I am an ardent reader of Bhagavad Gita, so I would quote that only, that when Krishna says that whatever you have, I'll preserve it, and whatever you lack, I will provide you with. So you must have that effort, you must have that faith in him,
Yeah.
that whatever you're lacking, you put in the efforts, he'll definitely provide you. but you need to have the faith first.
Yeah, the trust is very
The
important.
trust is very, your trust should be unwavering.
Yeah.
Whatever the circumstances are there, I won't leave my faith, I won't leave my belief. So it can be anyone. For some it can be Krishna, for some it can be Jesus, for anyone it can be Allah, or it can be Guru Nanak, anyone whom you want to
Yeah.
embody. But you need to have that belief that if you are working in the right manner, if you are putting in your efforts, surely, gradually, something would come out, right? And the second thing which I believe is, because I'm into, past life regression therapies and all, have done courses on that. So believe every soul has a karmic progression also.
Yeah.
So some students are they become very frustrating. मैम क्यों नहीं हो रहा, इतना मेहनत कर रहा हूँ मैं इतना मेहनत कर रही हूँ, नहीं हो पा रहा है, मुझे तो कुछ मिलता ही नहीं है, इतना छोटी सी कंपनी मिल गई, इतना मेहनत किया. Students have got 9.8 CGPA, they're not landing in good jobs or might be something. So it is not because in this life they have done something bad. इससे पहले भी एक life था ना. शायद maybe the delay is coming to teach you something.
Yeah.
You need to have patience. You need to learn life through this. Challenges, hurdles are there to progress you as a soul also, not just as a human being. Because after this also you will have a life.
Yeah.
If you don't learn the lessons on this
Now,
journey, you'll be
maybe
learning the
next.
lessons in the next. It's a similar, because you're going to watch a movie and Charu goes to watch a movie and she goes to the interval and she says that, okay, the hero को ही क्यों पीटे जा रहा है, हीरो तो बहुत अच्छा है. But Charu is not aware कि first interval में क्या हुआ था. वो जो आप जिसको हीरो समझ रहे हो, maybe he was the villain.
Yeah.
So this life and the back lives are also to be understood, and that's why it needs to be patiently understood that why this is happening to me. But we don't have this solitude thing. We don't think it's loneliness type of thing. In solitude we go internal. We try to find why this is happening to me. What is this trying to teach me? So if you get hundreds of rejections, so rejection is not who you are. It's not your identity.
Yeah.
Might be you're not meant for that. Might be something other would come across your path and you will be doing wonders, right? I've seen people who have opened their own cafes, who have opened their book cafes and, coffee shops. This is what is working for them.
Yeah.
So you never know when your path crosses. The only thing is you need to have that belief system strong that whatever will happen, it will happen for my own good. I need just to put my efforts into that.
I mean, I'll just say one thing after the whole conversation. It was a whole circle movement that she's giving you. And trust me, the energy that I'm sensing from her is very simple. Just think in this way that God or the universe is there to make you move forward. They're like in your support. So nothing happens wrong to me because he is the divine, So when you let it be an act of force for you, nothing wrong can eventually happen. And it's like a whole circle moment for me right now. It's so nice to hear that from you. ऑल्सो बहुत छोटी सी बात आपने बोली यहाँ पे कि मेरे साथ ही क्यों होता है. ऑल्दो आई अंडरस्टैंड कि मे बी हमने पास्ट लाइफ में ना रिस्पेक्ट नहीं किया होगा किसी चीज़ को, दैट इज़ हैपनिंग. बट देन जेन्युइनली आई टेल यू, बहुत बारी ना वी आर मिसिंग द स्किल्स. We are actually missing maybe reading job descriptions. This is something that I've learned so far, that they're like copy pasting the same CVs everywhere, regardless of reading what exactly the job is and everything. So I want to understand it from your perspective. What are these common mistakes that we people are making जो शायद हमें कहीं land ही नहीं कराएंगी jobs में? So
that is what I told you, that you have to give your best when it comes to your talent. Everybody is gifted with certain abilities, right? So when it comes to reading the job descriptions or something, there you need to understand there is a mismatch between what you are studying and what the industry is demanding. So I cannot say that wholly the students are responsible. Maybe our education system is not that much oriented to give you that kind of industry oriented things, although the institutions are now working on that level also to bring out more industry led courses or bringing out industry insights into this. But my question to these students are, how many of them genuinely or seriously take up these discussions, right? Are they really looking forward to understand what the other person is bringing into the table? Or it's just like, okay, सुन लेते हैं इसको भी, एक और person को भी. There are few students who would genuinely be interested. And then you cannot crib about that we are not able to crack the interviews, right? Secondly, work on projects, industry live projects.
Okay.
Because industries are today looking for people who have practical skills.
Okay.
They have worked on projects, they have solved some kind of problems in the industry, work on live projects, work on your internships very seriously, try to embody the challenges which they have. Now when students go for the internships, they complain about मैम सेल्स का जॉब करवा रहे थे, कॉलिंग करवा रहे थे, ये करवा रहे थे. Who is going to give you a very white collar job once you get into the internship? This is the hard phase you need to face.
Yeah.
Everybody goes through a hard phase, right? So you need to go through that hard phase, understand what are the gimmicks of the industry, how the industry functions, right? And then the industry chooses. Many people get pre-placement offers
Yeah, they do.
because what they see is, because the degree hasn't completed, but what they see is the attitude of the candidate.
Candidate, yeah.
He's working hard, right? He's putting his best efforts, he's eager to learn. That is what is more important, that the eagerness should always be there, the childlike curiosity should always be there. कि इसमें क्या है, आज मुझे क्या नया सीखने को मिलेगा. Okay, today if I am going for recruitments, if I'm reading the job descriptions, I'm calling certain people for the interview, what went wrong, what did my manager say about it? So instead of taking that criticism very harshly upon oneself, you should handle the criticism constructively. You should understand that what is it they are wanting from me, how can I improvise it? Because if not here, then in the next company you can hone up your skills, you can bring your skills to the table. So
Yeah.
because everybody is a learner, and students have to understand that the curiosity, the learning should never stop.
Yeah.
That is what will make them stand apart from the rest of the crowd. So I have people who have come from very backward areas also. Like there are not such kind of very elite educational facilities, but they surely want to work hard. Then they struggle a lot with their English skills.
Yeah.
They have less confidence, but then it's a long journey. I have seen people now, they are regional managers, they are cluster managers.
So nice.
One of my students, he was very much underconfident, he was not able to speak in presentations. Every time a presentation was there, he would used to come and tell me, ma'am, English पूरा नहीं बोल पाएंगे. So I was like, it's okay, English is not that much important. I want to see your confidence. I want to see your preparation behind the presentation. That is what matters to me. The small amount of, what I believe is the small amount of confidence that I put it in him went a long way. And he is in touch with me till date. That every day, every year he wishes me happy birthday, ma'am, and ma'am, mera promotion ho gaya, mera ye ho gaya. So that's so sweet of them.
Yeah.
But then I really feel that it's not a burden, it's not a barrier, not having or learning English. If you are hardworking and you've put consistent efforts, someday or the other, people would be there to recognize your talent. So the world is not bad.
Yeah.
How we see the world, how we perceive the world, that is what is more important. So most of the students, I tell them that the world outside is very beautiful if you want to look the beautiful things.
Yeah.
But if you want to see the bad people, there would be bad people also. This is what the world is. But if you want to make yourself into a good person, see the good part of life, and any day, someday, some person would see you that this is what I wanted. So come back on our team, be a part of our team. And this is what has happened. And then people name it as a miracle. It's not a miracle. It's because you are itself a miracle. You have that power. You believe in yourself. That's why it's happening to you.
The consistent efforts you said in the starting.
Yes,
oh
yes.
God.
So that is what I believe. The 3 C's in my life are very important: courage, commitment, and consistency. And that is what I have always given to my students also, and I have kept in my life also. So this is what is going to make you more and more resilient in life. And there are certain skills which you ask that what can help them is something will never go outdated, like your communication skills. How to write a professional email.
Yeah.
That's this is some of the basic thing which you should know, right? Turning up on time. This is the basic thing,
Yeah.
right? Then giving respect to your elders. This is another basic thing. These are the basics. Etiquettes. So might be you won't be a hardworking guy, the smartest in the in your office, but these skills would make you stand apart in this whole thing, right? This is what I believe.
Also, you said there is a gap in terms of the industry skills, industry experience, and the education. You don't want to blame like the students also, but there is a gap in this education system also. I mean, it's both the ways. They both have to do their own part. Even students have to work a little more harder, and even the institutions.
Yes.
But there are many more gaps that you would have realized so far being in the industry, right? Because your journey also has a lot, and you've been facing a lot of things. Whereas if I talk about Gen Zs, they also got a lot of things on their plate, but then still, we have everything, but we feel like we're still distant because we're not able to, match that. So what are the gaps that you see, like, and how can we work on that?
See, again, I would say that whenever you are choosing any career,
Mm-hmm.
first of all, you need to understand that what are your values aligned to.
Okay.
It's just not because everybody is doing MBA, you will go into an MBA,
Yeah.
right? So, if I was just reading an article day before yesterday, I don't remember that the manager, the vice president of that firm, said that, I have people who are into artificial intelligence,
Okay.
but I want to have a manager who could let me understand the legal formalities if I go with this project. So it's just not about only one skill set we are talking about. You need to have a multidisciplinary approach today.
Approach, yeah.
So if you are a student of MBA, you must be understanding about some of the legal concerns also.
Yeah.
If you're a student of MBA, you must have a flavor of humanities and social sciences to understand how geopolitics comes into consideration, how the economics is working, how the sociology concept is working, how do social groups form, how do ethnicity form, race, religion, how do they work.
Yeah.
So suppose if I am going to work in a US multinational, if I have a knowledge of how race, religions and cultures work, wouldn't I be at more an edge
Edge,
with
yeah.
other people who don't have that skill?
Yeah.
So this is where the students need to understand that, a multidisciplinary approach would make them stand apart from other people to understand that just not one subject or one skill is going to fulfill them.
Yeah.
We are in an era of artificial intelligence where most of the jobs can be done by AI.
Yeah, yeah.
But there are certain skills AI cannot
Not.
embody, right? To understand a race, to understand a religion, you as a human being can enter into that sphere and understand, okay, this culture would not take up my product
Yeah.
because this is their culture does not allows them because they're strong knit families, their bond is so strong, or anything else of that matter. AI would produce a product, but AI won't understand the dynamics of the market, which you can understand if you have a multidisciplinary approach. So that's
There are also certain other skills, like the way this one skill, I feel like you said, it's very, I should say, very less discovered because we always talk about very basic skills, communication, confidence, and all of that. So, are there other skills also that, you being in the industry feel like that we should work on, which are not mostly talked about?
I think that's the most important skill which I have earlier mentioned, that is the emotional intelligence. If you go by the World Economic Forum report, by 2030, that is the most required skill when it comes to emotional intelligence. Apart from that, creativity, innovation, these are the skills which companies would be looking for by 2030. If you don't have those skills, you must have emotional intelligence. You must be self-aware about yourself, right? You must be understanding what is creativity is. How can I bring something new to the table? Everybody is doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Why would a company hire me?
But then AI is a lot creative, and like we're losing out these creativity. We're losing our. I'll tell you this about Gen Zs also. They're losing out on the way you said basic emails, right? They let AI do that for them. They're losing out things because of the prompts and everything. And I feel like AI is dangerous. It's not that the basic, like the entry level jobs are of course gone, but AI cannot do everything. But I still feel like it's dangerous. What are your thoughts about it?
I feel, see, this every time there is a revolution coming up, when you go back to the evolution of human beings. First it was agriculture,
Yeah.
then it came industries, then it came factories, right? So there was always a fear. When people started doing industries, getting into industries, people were worried about ab agriculture ka kya hoga.
Haan.
But it has to come. It was meant by the nature. It has to come. Similarly, AI is something which is built in by nature. It is like a bubble, right? Someday or the other, it will burst out. right? So we have to keep pace with whatever is happening. We cannot be just sitting at the back and just watching everything. I at this age, I have learned my own skills where can go for artificial intelligence. Now, if you're talking about creativity, yes, AI has limited our creativity, but
Yeah.
then how you can use the AI for creativity and putting your brains into it. If I'm asking ChatGPT, okay, I'm doing an event, tell me the creative ideas I can put it forward to. AI will give me 10,000 of ideas.
Ideas, yeah.
But from those 10,000 of ideas, which one would work for me?
Yeah.
That the human mind can only
Execution.
execution is more important. The ChatGPT will not come for the execution.
Yeah.
The small, minute details. If a guest is coming, okay, he's got the tea. ChatGPT will not tell me, okay, he's got the tea or not.
Yeah.
That would be my own sense of understanding. That will be my own sense of responsibility. And if a manager is standing there and looking at me, okay, he's concerned about the smallest details. That is what will make me apart. Now, here, artificial intelligence is not doing anything,
Yeah.
right?
It won't help.
So, stop being afraid of anything, because this is how yugas turn. Agriculture, then factories, then first industrial revolution, then second, then third, then fourth, then fifth, then sixth. Right?
Yeah.
So every time something new would be coming. Now we are talking here sitting about Gen Zs, right?
Yeah.
After 15 or 20 years, people would be talking about how is Gen Z Alpha going to cope up with, because that would be more dangerous for them. I don't know what is going to come for them, right? So how can we just be scared and thinking about in the future what is going to happen in the future? When we think about future, we get anxious, we get an anxiety. If we start living in the present, this is what is now, the present moment. So if right now, if I am talking with you, having a conversation, and at the back of the mind I'm thinking something else, I would be starting feeling anxious about something that is going to happen. So that is not going to lead me anywhere. So in the present, right now, what is happening in this particular moment, what I'm doing, am I doing with sincerity? I'm putting in efforts. So even if the whole world comes over me, I know that I am safe, I'm protected. That's what is important.
Also, because we've talked about how these freshers deal with, I just want to ask you, let's say somebody, I'm sure not just students, professionals would also have reached you out regarding their stuck
Yes.
things, and they dealing with micromanagement at times, these corporate things, like they're not happy or they want to move forward, change careers, change directions. So what is your advice in that?
See, people want to just make out of life because they are chasing things. They are not having a breath of the moment. They think that happiness lies somewhere else. And when they go to that particular destination, they feel that, okay, this is not where I wanted to be. I want to be somewhere else. And this is what I understood from my life. This is my own practical experience. When I thought that, okay, my happiness doesn't lies here. Lies somewhere else. Lies somewhere else. But then I took a moment when certain incidences, circumstances happened in my life. Then I understood that where I am running after, why am I not still? Why am not taking a moment to pause and ponder and think about what I really want to do? Then only I would be happy. Happiness is not something to be chased outside from your organizations, from your careers. They are just one method of living the life, not your whole life, right? So you need to. I understand we have to bills to pay. We have, we have certain things. But again, if you dig down deep, why you have so much of bills? Because you want to crave more, 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 more.
Yeah.
There's no end to that. So everything you are unhappy about, start with yourself. आपने लोन लिया, उसके लिए जिम्मेदार कौन है? आप खुद हो, right? Then you are unhappy with your boss. Then why did you join this company? When you came into the company, you were not aware about the bosses, right?
Yeah.
Right? You thought about the company. You thought about the job description.
Yeah.
So give your best, because again I said externals cannot be controlled. When something is deteriorating your mental health, if it is not letting you at peace, then you can think about hopping your careers or something like that. Now, 2 weeks before, was chatting with a woman. I go to the temple every day.
Okay.
So she gave me that I'm stuck, like it's like 35 years and I have given my family. I was first working, but now my kids have grown up and I want to work in a school. Okay, so I said, why do you want to work in a school? Do you have the requisite qualifications? Yeah, I have done my B.Ed. So where you working before? I was working with a bank. Okay, so why do you want to go into school? Bank's job is very strenuous, so I want to work with a school. And have you ever talked with a teacher that what happens in a school? So then no, वो स्कूल के साथ में ना बच्चों के टाइम के साथ मेरा भी टाइम मैच हो जाएगा. Is it that one thing that you're looking forward to? So she said, Malika, just talk to 4 or 5 teachers. If you don't have any resources or communications, I'll get you the networks. Talk to them, have a clarity, and still if you want, then I'll guide you how to make your resume or what skills do you need, because I have myself done into a B.Ed and all. So उसने कहा कि ठीक है, okay, I'll get back to you. So after 4-5 days she came back to me and told me कि stay back बहुत करवाते हैं. Events में पूरे टाइम खड़े रहना पड़ता है. मेरे तो घुटने ही खराब हो चुके हैं. Pregnancy के दौरान I had some deficiencies and all. So my weight, I have gained a lot of weight also. तो मेरे अंदर तो इतना कैलिबर ही नहीं है कि मैं बच्चों के पीछे इतना भाग सकूँ, and that too, at this age. And she was trying for primary and secondary level, because एकदम से जाते ही तो high classes नहीं मिलेगा. So she was comfortable with that. So I said that, you are taking a wrong decision. Have you got that? So yes, I have got that. But I said again that if you really want to go into a school, you have to be prepared for all the challenges. Then you cannot retract back, because once you make a choice, you have to face the actions also.
Yeah, the outcomes
Also,
consequences,
everything cannot be rosy dozy, lovey dovey for you. That I have chosen a career as as a teacher, and that would go and talk to a teacher. How much they are working, how much they are after the kids, how many kind of books and copies they have to check, and how the parents come upon them for every single आपने मेरे बच्चे को इतना मार्क्स क्यों दिया, उतना मार्क्स क्यों दिया. So you never know the other side of the story.
True.
The grass on the other side is always greener. So that is what I said. And some people who are from the corporates, they approach me like, after some years I want to shut up this corporate career and I want to come as a academician into your institutions. Okay, fine, you have an industry experience, you would be an asset to the organization, but again, be prepared that something academics would also come into you. Now see, again there are challenges. A person from the corporate, when he comes to the academics, he would be facing a different challenges, because उनको नहीं पता क्या चल रहा था अभी तक and how do works things.
True.
So it all depends upon how you want to navigate those challenges. If you're strong enough, if you have that hope, if you have that faith that okay, I'll navigate, then though that person will come out from the challenges. But if you are a person who is not confident, so might be it would happen that ये क्या decision ले लिया मैंने.
The question that you ask, do you really want to do it, itself shows that if you have the passion, if you have the trust in yourself that you'll go through and you want to make it through, you'll make it through.
And one other word, you use the word passion. Somehow I feel jittery about this word, because the passion word, हमारे भगवद गीता में 3 types of gunas की बात करते हैं हम. Mode of goodness, mode of passion, a mode of ignorance. Right? तो mode of ignorance का आता है जब हम लोग अंधेरे में भटक रहे होते हैं, हमें क्या चाहिए हमें पता ही नहीं होता है. We become lazy, we just want to do anything without thought process, we want to go, right? Then comes your mode of passion. You're very energetic, every time want to do something or the other, relentless activities going on, right? And then there is a mode of goodness, when you are peace, when you are calm, you are stabilized, when you do things out of your own, think that this is what I wanted, this is what I'm going to get, and this is going to help people out there. So you're in a calm and composed manner. Okay, if things go इधर उधर भी होता है, तो then I'll figure out something which is best for me. But then when it comes to the mode of passion, you get very anxious about the results. You get anxious about how is this going to happen? What if people don't recognize me? What if I don't get promoted? What if other people what they are thinking about me? Might be I'm not that good enough. Might be I don't have that personality. So every time, then people think about, okay, this was my passion. I am going to pursue it no matter what. Now, in that context, your mental health, your physical health deteriorates because you're not active, you don't do any exercises, you don't do any meditation. So what is happening? You're running after your passions, very good about it, but then have a balanced, जिसको हम कहते हैं स्थित प्रज्ञ, a balanced equanimous mind. You are just calm and composed between success and failures, good and bad times, and you are just be, because success भी हमेशा नहीं रहेगा, failure भी हमेशा नहीं रहेगा. So you need to understand this, that something which is born out of passion will always give you anxiety. Have your passions, but understand that there is another side of it. You need to be balanced. You need to have a mental healthy body also. This is the body you have given by the divine. Take care of that. Only then you are going to do work.
Yeah.
After a certain time, what will happen? People earn money and then they invest their money
Health.
to get their health back.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm not against passions. I'm not against people working harder and harder and harder. I'm just saying, take a time off. In the morning, try to understand, what is this day going to teach me? What is this day going to bring me today? What I'm going to offer to the world today? And everything becomes an offering. By your own podcast, if you think that this is what I'm going to give to the society, this is my offering to the society, you'll feel such a calm and calm and happy mind inside you, that you would be feeling that, okay, this is what I'm going to offer to the world. And whatever the outcome is, some people would criticize you, some people would be very happy about it, but then you will be equipoised. Okay, this is what I offered. This was not for my own selfish things which I wanted to grow. When you would go about it, the divine understands that, okay, she is working for me, so I'm going to give her.
True.
So this is what people should do. If you go into a company, if I am working in my organization, every day I say that what I can offer to my organization. The salary, the promotions, they automatically come. What I have realized is, because when you give selfless things, right? So whenever I have a certain kind of negative thing, I'm also a human being. I have not achieved a sainthood kind of thing. So whenever I have negative things about my organization, about my job, then I see people who are lower than me. They don't have jobs.
Yeah.
They don't have that facility where I am sitting. They don't have that people around me who are believing in me. They don't have so many students who are coming to me and asking something. So I'm blessed. So the moment I change my mind, I am into my space. Okay, this is what I am. And tomorrow will be another day. Let's think about something else. So the day passes like this. But you have to be anchored in yourself. You have to come out of the identities. At a certain point of time, I come out of the identities that I'm a professor, I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I'm a daughter. What I am a soul which is learning in my journey. That's it. And in my learning, I would have some good moments. I would have some very weak moments. So the life is trying to teach me something, and I have to be a student of life. So if you are a student, you will never question your teacher that ये marks मुझे यहाँ पे कम क्यों मिले. This teacher will make you understand ये यहाँ पे गलती करी थी तुमने. So this is where. So the ego goes down.
Yeah.
Steady, the ego goes down. That I am nothing. I'm a zero. So the moment you have this feeling, you automatically bring about the best in you. कि मुझे करना क्या है, मुझे best लेकर आना है. Whatever the results are there, it is up to him. Whatever he wants to make out of me.
Yeah.
If he wants to make me a garbage, it's okay. If he wants to make me shine like a star, that's also okay. At the end of the day, I would return to that only.
Yeah.
So in the next life, maybe something else would come upon me. So this is what every day, every person should contemplate about. Students should think about. Whenever they're going for an interview, they should do some breath work. Have a pause for a second. What am I actually going to deliver? What am I expecting out of this? जहाँ expectations खत्म हो जाती, वहाँ fear, anxiety खत्म हो जाता है. You have done your groundwork. You have done your breath work. You know that this is what it is, and then your anxiety fades away, right?
It is so beautiful, You're just telling us to find everything internally. The answers are there inside
Yes.
us.
We seek answers outside, and we chase things outside, but actually the whole work is inside.
Yeah.
The moment you go inside, you will find that a small child is sitting there. He wants to know, he wants to get the answers, And the moment you get the answers, you are quiet. Then you are okay. And quietness doesn't come that you become sad or depressed. You know, depression happens to those people. Depression today, you know, it's it's such a big word.
word.
Everybody talk. मुझे depression हो गया. When I talk to my mother, I am depressed. What are you depressed about? मेरा मुझे आपने कॉल नहीं करा, मुझे उसने कॉल नहीं. You can be upset about it, but you cannot be depressed about it. Depression is a medical term. You can be upset. Depression happens after long periodic episodes of feeling like very negative thoughts about oneself or suicidal attempts. So that happens in a depression. And that is the point when, you know, as mentors, as coaches, as leaders, as parents, we need to sit with these people and understand what is going on in their mind.
Yeah.
They are the most emotionally intelligent people. They understand the emotions.
Yeah.
And they are the people who get very easily detached also. They come out very easily also. If they get expert advice, if they get expert guidance, they come out very easily also. But the moment they get lost, they can into certain things.
Yeah.
Right? Some of them want to, you know, they look cool. Like if I have 10 cigarettes a day, I would look cool, or I would have some intoxicants, you know. So they would feel, okay, hi, I got a dopamine high. So that's not going to work in the long run. But if someone could sit with them and make them understand, who are you actually? Are you a person? No, you are not a person. You're just a soul here. You're going to live your life the way the divine wants you to live.
Yeah.
So go into that direction. You will make mistakes. No, who is there who doesn't make mistakes? But you have to learn from your mistakes. Move on. Right? And you need to understand also, मुझे कब भागना है वहाँ से. So, you know, one of my student was telling me, मैंने कहा तुम छोड़ दो उसको, नहीं हो रहा तुमसे, तुम छोड़ दो. बट मैम आप ही ने तो कहा था कि ट्राई करते रहना चाहिए, भागना नहीं चाहिए. तो मैंने कहा जब सिचुएशंस आउट ऑफ कंट्रोल हो जाए ना, तो जस्ट रन अवे फ्रॉम दैट. बोलते बट हाउ? मैंने कहा सी कृष्णा वॉज ऑल्सो कॉन रन छोड़. ही अंडरस्टूड दैट कि यहाँ पे मेरा गेम प्लान नहीं चलने वाला है. सो आई शुड रिट्रैक्ट माई सेल्फ फ्रॉम द वॉर फील्ड. सो इफ ही बीइंग अ डिवाइन कैन take up that back step and take upon the whole world as calling him a ranchod, we as human beings, why we think ourselves to be so much bigger than the divine कि कोई मुझे बोल देगा अरे वो भाग गया. अरे I was not at my mental space. I wasn't able to give my 100%. He was facing a lot of problems at his home. His mother was very sick. She got cancer. Her sister's marriage was disrupted. She got divorced. A lot of things were going on at home, and in that a stressful job was not helping him. So I told that if you have any other option, थोड़ा कम में चले जाओ, but अपनी mental health को sacrifice मत करो. After a certain time, I'm sure that this time your family requires you. This time give your time to your family. In side में अपना करते रहो धीरे धीरे. And today he has again got a very good job. He's going to get married. So things take turn, but you need to have patience. You need to have faith. Then only the things will work out. You cannot just run and then you expect कि सब चीज़ें ठीक नहीं हो जाएंगी. God is not working according to your time frame. He has his own time frame. He has his own deadlines. कि अब मुझे इसको ये देना है. So the teacher is always silent when taking the exams. So he is seeing that, okay, he was patient. He was resilient. He was having hope. He did work on oneself, right? He was in solitude. He did contemplation upon where he went wrong. How can he be a support to his family members? Definitely help arises. So abruptly one of his colleagues got promoted to the position of a regional manager, and he called upon him that bhai meri company join karega kya? I need people like you. And then he suddenly called me up and told me, ma'am, मेरे को अच्छा offer आ गया है after 3 years. 3 years of patience, 3 years of challenges, 3 years of ups and downs, the negativities which she faced. But again, he's back into a good job. Right? So that is what matters. Right?
Such a powerful conversation. I genuinely said it before the podcast, so I can sense the energy now. So while coming to an end, anything that you had in mind, anything that you wanna like say to the Skillset audience, the camera is all yours. Like you can just speak to them and say them a bye, a thank you, or whatever you feel like.
Just wanted to say that, it was a very hearty conversation with one of the Gen Z sitting in front of me. So I think so maybe my first conversation would hit her only, whatever I said. But the only thing which I want to convey to any of the generations, not only I'm talking about Generation Z or something else, that there is a way out if you want to find light. There is a way out if you want to read our scriptures, if you want to go into spirituality. Spirituality is not just about, doing bhakti, kirtan, or anything like that. It's always going deep down and understanding who are you at the core, and facing your own fears, facing your own challenges, and don't get scared about, okay, I'm such a sinful person, I've committed so many mistakes, my parents, how would they you view me? All this is not going to matter in that sphere of time where you take a decision. Okay, I am going to make certain decisions, certain choices about my life that are going to in alignment with what values I'm going to carry. And in that process, if you want to take help from any person, be it a counselor, be it a psychologist, be it your leader, your manager, your teacher, anyone whom you feel that you are very comfortable to talk to them, and there would some help coming about only when you have a faith, when you have a belief system strong in you. But if you have an element of doubt in you, then I doubt that the help would come. That's all from my side.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was such a lovely, powerful, beautiful, whole circle moment of conversation with you. Because I don't know about the other people watching this video. Of course, the Divine has their own plans of making them reach out this video. But then, for sure, one life that you've impacted is mine. And I can proudly say that because that one takeaway where you told me about 3 levels: ignorance, passion, and goodness. I can genuinely say myself as passion and you as goodness. So I can actually relate how you are at such a peace, and why do I get anxious at times when things don't work out for me. So
See, at times of the day, our levels of these three gunas keep on changing. Right now, I am a mix of, rajas and sattva. I am at peace also, and I am passionate also, because whatever I'm talking about, but I'm not anxious.
yeah,
Right? So in a day, you will experience all these three modes happening certain points of time. So you need to be aware, self-awareness, which I talked about, emotional intelligence, that you need to be aware that इस time पे मेरा कौन सा mode of operation चल रहा है. So if I'm too much into rajas, maybe I'm too much passionate and too much anxious, too much relentless about whatever I'm doing.
Okay.
So I need to shift my mode of goodness from rajas to the sattva mode. That okay, I need to be calm, I need to be patient, I need to be steady, I need to be still. Things
need to
will
trust
Yeah,
the
you need to
universe.
trust. But the moment you get into ignorance, the darkness comes. You feel that okay, something is not working out for me, people are so bad, the world is bad, people, I don't trust people. So these are experiences. You can trust someone, and if the trust is broken, you cannot say the whole world is wrong, right?
Yeah.
It was an experience of life that was meant for you to take your life to another level. And if you are about to take to another level, definitely you will receive some help from him. But if you are not ready to learn the lesson, things will keep on repeating, because these are patterns of your life. And these pattern becomes your habits, and your habits become your own behavior. And behavior is your own personality. We don't talk about personality as okay, showbazi, glamour, confidence. ये आपके अंदर का जो होता है ना, वो बाहर निकलता है. So that is what is more important. So if you do with a calm and steady mind, not attached to the outcomes, you will definitely give something to the world which will be remembered for ages. So this is my wish to you, a blessing to you, that whatever you do in your life, through this podcast or through any other venture, try to have a pause for a moment and see what I can offer to the world without having attachment to outcomes. Whether it can be a failure, it can be a success, people will like it, people will not like it, but I'm doing it to give something to the world which I have.
Yeah.
And then it would make you a sense, okay, this is what I can give. Because there is no end to success, there is no end to achievements. Even Elon Musk is not satisfied with his success today. He wants to go more and more and more. So there's no stop about it.
Yeah. I mean, you've made me realize why I actually started this. So recently, I was facing this, that, the channel is not going anywhere. Should I just stop doing it and all of those stuffs? But then I remember when I started this, I just started this with one thing, that because I didn't get anyone to, guide me or teach me, I just want to give it back to the universe. And, when you said it to me, it just realigned me so much that I'm like, okay, we'll not, attach ourselves to the outcome. We'll just do it, because I got that from the universe. I got the job. I got everything that I wanted at the best time, at the best place. So I just want to give it back. So that's how I would like to end this podcast. And yeah, thank you all for watching. I hope you had a lovely time spending with us.
Thank you so much.